No matter how studied you are on a school's curriculum and reputation, you might struggle to come up with some questions to ask during your medical school interview. After answering your medical school interview questions, turning the tables on your interviewers may seem intimidating. But being an engaged interviewee takes more than simply answering their questions well. You also need to ask them good questions too. In this video, we'll go over 15 solid sample questions that you can use or adapt for your medical school interviews, along with some comments to help you best utilize them. Hi, I'm Natalie Stoberman and I'm an admissions associate here at BMO. Before we get started, subscribe on whatever social media channel that you're watching this on so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. If you would like us to help you with your medical school interview, click on the link above or below to schedule your free initial consultation. And FYI, check out the timestamps in the description of this video so you can navigate to specific sections that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover: general and specific questions, curriculum, clinical rotations, research, global health, student leadership, volunteering, and open-ended and general questions. And we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so comment below for a chance to win. Now, let's get started. General and specific questions. We often think of questions as simply specific or general, and while that basic categorization is fairly useful, you can rest assured that even the most general question can yield tons of helpful information from your interviewers when asked at the right time. Utilizing both types of questions well is crucial in helping you operate your side of a medical school interview. Specific questions are exactly that, questions that are specific to the school or program at which you're interviewing for. And these show that you've done your homework, and when posed at the right time with the right spin, can both show off your interest and help you gain insights otherwise unavailable by simply reviewing public information. For instance, you may have done some research on MSAR and found out that School X has a unique new curriculum, and you'd like to find out more information. Asking questions like this shows your interviewers that you've done your homework and remain engaged enough to want more information. This is always impressive to interviewers. On the other hand, general questions can be fantastic springboards to lengthy discussions. Every applicant should have a sense of what big picture curiosities that they have and find ways to incorporate this curiosity into the interview. Asking a faculty member why they enjoy working at their college is a common option, but when asked sincerely, it's usually a great basis for building rapport and indicating your interest in their personal experiences and thoughts. Let's go over a list of question categories that you can use during your interview. Curriculum. Questions of this category will help you learn more about the school's curriculum, preclinical and clinical work, and other important aspects of how your potential medical school operates. Questions from this category can include: how do students like certain aspects of your curriculum? The point here is to ask about the overall curriculum or some specific aspects of it, such as its structure or emphases. Some schools may have extensive elective blocks in later years, and others may have novel or school-specific courses that make them unique. Asking to find out what other students think will allow you to gauge not only what those students think of the program, but how well your interviewers understand their students. How are students evaluated? Related to the question above, if you already know that the curriculum isn't graded on a pass-fail, it can be good to inquire as to how exactly grading operates, like whether or not faculty utilizes grading curves. Again, this shows you care about performing well. How long is the preclinical curriculum? As many schools are moving towards shorter preclinical periods, it's a great question to ask whether this specific program is 1 year, 1.5 years, or 2 years long. Clinical rotations. Clinical work is an essential part of any MD or DO curriculum, so you want to learn as much as possible about this section of your medical school journey. You can ask the following questions. In how many hospitals do students perform rotations? Performing clinical rotations in more than one hospital may mean more commuting, which can add significant weekly stress during an already stressful period. However, It can enrich students' education, greatly expanding the number and variety of both physicians and patients that they interact with. And this is an extremely helpful question, and it shows that you're able to look ahead and engage with matters that are still years away. What are some unique fourth-year electives that your program offers? Some schools offer short courses on the business behind owning a clinic, courses on narrative writing, or even outdoor rotations on wilderness medicine. This information may be available on a school's website, but in the event that it's not, it may be useful to find out. Additionally, asking this question may serve as a springboard to more granular discussion about faculty interests and program strengths that aren't immediately apparent in the general program overviews. Research. This is especially important for those of you who are applying to MD, PhD programs. Does this school host any conferences or other research-oriented events? Not only can an affirmative answer to this question signal your ability to participate in such a conference, it will also allow you to get comfortable with the structures of conferences even by just attending as an audience member. Additionally, if a school hosts a renowned conference or event, you'll be able to listen to speakers discuss cutting-edge research, which may even match your personal research interests. Do you offer research electives? Finding time to undertake research, let alone publish on it, is incredibly difficult as a medical student. If a student structures time for this into the later years of its program, you'll have a much easier time populating your residency CV. What opportunities are available for students to get involved in research? A general question, but often a very necessary one, since program websites won't go into much depth on research opportunities. Additionally, schools often have very specific research angles, and how this specifically translates into student opportunities is very helpful to know. Also, given that faculty are typically the ones driving said research, this question is another opportunity to build rapport and leave a personal impression on your interviewers. What big research projects are going on in this school currently? This is another opportunity for your interviewers to talk about their interests. This, of course, is helpful for you because if a school is currently administrating a project in epigenetics, for example, and that's an interest that you share, it's a great opportunity for you all to discuss the nitty-gritty of why that particular topic excites you. Global health. Asking questions from this category demonstrates that you are dedicated to the mission of becoming a doctor and are truly interested in helping those who are in need of quality healthcare. Do students have opportunities to study or work abroad? Finding out if a school has an ongoing investment in global health outreach can not only be exciting for you if you share that passion, but it can also help you contextualize the way a school may be perceived by the rest of the world. Are these global health initiatives funded? And when are they usually undertaken? If a school does arrange for work abroad but doesn't fund it, you might not be able to participate. Finding out when these activities happen and how students are supported in undertaking them is incredibly vital information. Student leadership. Show that you're a leader by asking questions about the leadership opportunities available at the school. For example, you can ask, what kind of student organizations does this school have? In addition to more administrative adjacent organizations like medical students associations or student councils, many schools have medical student-run newspapers, journals, and other clubs that give students a different environment in which to build camaraderie and secondary skills. After all, your extracurriculars for getting into medical school are important, but non-academic activities that you participate in while in med school will be helpful for buffering your ERAS or CARMS applications for residency as well. Does this school offer any leadership training programs? Related to the previous question, some schools will have specific programs geared towards helping students develop leadership skills. And while these programs are uncommon, their presence likely speaks to a school's commitment to training truly high-performance medical professionals. And if you're interested in eventually taking on administrative roles in your careers, you can't start developing those skills early enough. Are there student mentoring programs? Mentoring programs specifically help the newest students by putting them in formal contact with more experienced students, creating another support structure for these stressful years. If a school prides itself on having such a program, you may feel much more comfortable when things get especially challenging. Volunteering opportunities. Volunteering is a great way to learn new skills and get exposed to experiences that change your perspective. Some of the questions that you may want to ask include, do you offer opportunities for students to volunteer in the community? In almost every case, schools will have some sort of assistance in place to help students arrange volunteering experiences. And while volunteering experiences aren't the most crucial part of your actual applications for residency, they are necessary to have. Does this school have a free clinic? If this isn't immediately apparent on the school's website, you should absolutely ask about any free or low-cost care services that they provide. Does the school oversee any specific health initiatives within the community? Some schools are located in areas with noticeable demographics like large refugee or recent immigrant communities, and so they may have health outreach services geared specifically for helping these communities. Open-ended and general questions. Finally, let's go over examples of some open-ended questions that may help you learn more about the school, its location, and the people that you'll be working with. What do you love most about this institution? What do you enjoy the least? Although the second part of this question is likely to raise some eyebrows, it's important to approach your interviewers as fellow medical professionals and human beings, and getting their subject opinion on their school can provide incredible helpful insight if they're inclined to be candid. What is it like living in this city? If you're interviewing in a place that you've never been to previously, getting a long-time resident's input on the city in a general sense can be extremely helpful in understanding how comfortable that you'll be for the next 4 years. What is the patient population like here? Don't try and force a conversation about demographics, but understanding the socioeconomic and cultural currents in the school surroundings can be very helpful in understanding who you'll be interacting with in clinical rotations and volunteering experiences. Knowing the breakdown of different populations around the school can also help you get a sense of what health issues you may be tasked with responding to. What is the student population like, and how diverse is it? These are another few questions where you may be able to find the answers on the school's website, but if not, it may be another great springboard to further discussion. Check out our blog to read more about AMCAS work and activities' most meaningful examples. I've included a link in the description of this video for easy access. And if you'd like us to help you with your medical school interview, click on the link above or below to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions about what to ask during your medical school interview that I didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for your chance to win. Thanks for watching and see you next time.